Number 1, this is a ripoff of CinemaSins. Dirt! Number 2, there's a priority on zombie survival and the portrayal of the zombies themselves, taking precedence over the movie itself. But I'll still remark on how bad some stuff can be, and this time around, oh Lord, the sins won't die. And number 3, no movie is free from sin. So let's start this 2-hour advertisement for a song already. Oh no. These are some lax police officers. They get shot at and just pass it off as nothing. I know small town communities can know each other pretty well, and Bill Murray probably sees it as just a warning. But being shot at? This is America, brother! And with that, we have an opening scene that was completely unnecessary to the plot and ultimately provides the basis of just how slow, dry, and pointless most of this film will be. But at least it has Kylo Ren and Bill Murray from Zombieland, right? Over a minute of credits showing every celebrity featured in this motion picture. Just because you threw a blindfolded dart at a list of celebrities doesn't mean you have cinematic gold.
Oh, the dead don't die.
Get ready for me to sin every time this song plays, because apparently Jim Jarmusch, however you pronounce it, has a musical boner for Sturgill Simpson.
Should we bring him in one of these days? He fired a weapon at police officers.
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt he even stole that chicken. Farmer Miller is such an asshole.
Apparently Farmer Miller is an asshole, so I'll forgive an insane hermit for potentially blowing my head off. Hope you don't carry that same sentiment to when zombies start rising up. So time, daylight, phones, and police comms are out of whack. But hey, at least The Dead Don't Die by Sturgill Simpson is playing crystal clear.
Oh, the dead don't die. To the city.
Why does it sound so familiar?
Well, because it's the theme song.
Your friendly neighborhood Deadpool approves of this joke. Welp, this has a political message of some kind. No matter how bad this movie is now, Rotten Tomatoes will praise its message. I'm not right-wing or left-wing, but I do know a little something called subtlety. So a tilt in the Earth's axis due to polar fracking for fuel causes some bad juju to happen, where day and night are inconsistent, electronics don't work quite right, and of course, reanimates the dead. While a different origin story for the zombies, I can't help but feel it was executed very lazily. So we are cycling through tons of different perspectives, all explaining minor details of how the tilted axis is affecting the world over and over and over again. And again, subtlety seems to have been replaced with dry humor. So they are just nonchalantly keeping a somewhat fresh corpse in a jail cell overnight and waiting for the funeral home to come pick her up? Wouldn't they have to transport the body to that place or a morgue? Why would a funeral home having 2 bodies mean she can't pick this body up today? I want to ask the comment section, is there anyone out there in small town law enforcement that could help me clear the air here? Why would a police station keep the bodies there and just wait a day? So apparently this funeral home is directed by Quentin Tarantino and is pretty much an albino version of Kill Bill. These 2 zombies rise from their literal graves, barely decomposed, looking like people out of the 80s. Wouldn't they be more, I don't know, rotted by now? Only these 2 zombies awaken and walk the Centerville streets, while 2 others just rustle and barely let out some breaths for the entirety of the night. How do these toxic lunar vibrations work exactly? These zombies attack the 2 diner girls and they just sit there and let them bite into them after very little struggle. I don't know about you, but if something is ripping me open and biting into my neck, I'm gonna be fighting back a little bit harder. You know, in my Shaun of the Dead video where I talked about how the zombies reflect how we are mindless drones in our day-to-day lifestyle, well, this movie attempted to do that, but with the lol, a zombie said coffee. ROTFLMAO, bro. This just felt way too cheesy. The zombies leave the diner despite a woman still being alive and gasping for life. I guess they had a quick bite to eat. But seriously, wouldn't a zombie, I don't know, finish the job first before leaving? Shouldn't they have an officer working the night shift instead of having them sleep in a jail cell? I guess it was just so they could have this interesting parallel shot of him against a dead body. Wait, so only 2 zombies reanimate, they dig into 2 people, and then they just say, hey, let's get back to bed, we'll eat some more tomorrow. The 2 diner employees don't turn into zombies throughout the night and never do. Don't bites make you turn? I thought this was rule number 1 in any zombie scenario and movie.
I'm thinking zombies. Ghouls.
So you think zombies committed these murders, but forget the fact that victims of zombie attacks can they themselves become zombies and aren't in the very least concerned about that?
And the streets look so empty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Herschel Sampson with The Red Don't Cry.
I'm not listening to this.
Stay sick, guys.
Foreshadowing.
Turn blue, Bobby.
Foreshadowing.
Hey kids, how's it going?
Eat me.
Foreshadowing.
Flesh-eating zombies. Get a lot of zombies around here.
I'm getting really tired of saying it, but foreshadowing.
Here you go, Frodo.
Why is everyone calling him Frodo? He looks nothing like Elijah Wood.
Oh, that's a really good CD. Sturgill Simpson, The Dead Don't Die.
Yeah, I know. I love this.
Oh, for Gabe Newell's sake.
I'm Zoe.
The fuck was that? Wasn't she supposed to be picking up the dead body rotting in the cell? Isn't that the whole reason she was coming by? No? Just gonna have this I'm a weird woman exchange? Alright, don't do your job. Interesting choice to have the hobo find Moby Dick. Probably trying to be poetic about mankind and blah 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 blah. But since we are halfway through the film already, it feels more like an analogy of director Jim Jarmusch being Ishmael, his crew being all the celebrities in the movie, and Moby Dick itself being an entertaining movie. If you've never read the book, Ishmael and the crew all fell and died miserably trying to get Moby Dick. So basically, they all failed miserably trying to make a good movie. The characters already know that zombies are out and about, and even a child can discern their origin stories. I would think people with this much knowledge on zombies would be more prepared. So they show up at the cemetery, ask if it was zombies, stumble in an open grave, and just say, where'd you look at that? And just drive off? This guy has been dead for what, over 50 years? The usual decomposition of tissues and the body, even while in a coffin, would have this guy a spooky, scary skeleton at this point.
So, is our plan to continue to inform people about the zombie danger before it gets dark? Because we passed Farmer Miller's place a little while ago, do we need to inform him?
Fuck Farmer Miller.
That's some good police work right there, I tell you what. Everyone knows how to kill a zombie. They know how to deal with them. They have repeated these points ad nauseum, but I bet you anything they are going to turn into clueless, dumb bastards later on and get killed extremely easily. So the night that everyone in town basically knows there are zombies is when zombies start to all come back from the dead. How convenient. Well, time for the easily preventable deaths to start rolling in. I can't say much though. I'd probably die looking for my cat in a zombie outbreak too. I'm starting to feel overly redundant here, but the message here and the whole it's zombies thing are getting a bit old. We get it already, you know. Wait, what? You kept the body there in your station decomposing? Never mind the fact that this is unsanitary as hell, but you have stated dozens of times that the undead are coming back as zombies, yet you left a dead body in the place you were holding out in? Why? The undead Mallory barely attempts to try and devour the police, and just lets Kylo Ren get a few whacks in. But hey, at least she got to say Chardonnay. The golf club couple has a little back and forth on opening their eyes, but remaining completely still. Is their mobility completely dependent on their eyes being open? Zombies, perfectly great at being stealthy and overly strong when killing secondary characters, but completely slow and idiotic when in front of the main stars of the movie. Wow, someone finally took out a zombie appropriately. Almost. Why would you crack your door open to ask who they are? If someone is banging against your door with their whole body, I wouldn't give them a chance to force their way in by cracking my door open.
Popsicle, Snickers, toys, Skittles.
All the zombies are saying brands, technology, and materials mindlessly because we live in a society of materialistic consumerism. I would say this is creative, but God, does it come off as dumb and pretentious. Y'all had all day to prepare, and the zombies are still easily crawling their way in? And so the teens are all killed off screen by discount Ron Jeremy. At least we can see the expensive watch one more time because, you know, materialism. The zombies are barely reacting to Samurai Whack walking through the streets. They pass off her strange behavior as just her being Scottish because that's quirky. You want everyone to meet up at the cemetery, the heart of the zombie outbreak? For what purpose? You're gonna kill the original zombie and the rest will die like they are vampires or something? What the hell? Well, we gotta remind the audience that we got frickin' Kylo Ren from Star Wars in this movie. Better remind everyone that we got Kylo Ren from Star Wars. I don't see why they are leaving their well-fortified police station. Why? In homage to Dawn of the Dead. But that was already blatantly obvious with you having the zombies uttering words of materialism in the first place.
Watch a clip. Did you have to do that?
Doesn't matter, Mindy. They're already dead.
Kylo Ren would have a great part-time job at Zombie Sins. The bright gleaming hotel is somehow devoid of zombies. None of the teens have turned yet, even though the motel earner turned in about the same amount of time. Oh, now they decide killing them before they turn is a good idea. Why did you do that to the wine drinker at the police station? Oh, come on, man. Don't cut off the part where you cut off their head. Everyone knows and loves Myrtle Sampson. So Selena Gomez was hired for this movie just so we could have a hipster joke and this WTF OMG LOL Kylo Ren is holding Selena Gomez's head scene. Did she just use the force on that computer and phone? For some reason, a large majority of the zombies are drawn to the police station suddenly despite no lights, sound, or past life materialism features to draw them in. So a big part of the advertising for this movie was that Iggy Pop was a zombie, yet he only appears at the beginning and in this very brief scene to only talk about coffee. They pretty much bait the audience into thinking he would have a larger role, kind of like what Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom did with Jeff Goldblum and Godzilla with Bryan Cranston. Man, screw y'all for doing that crap.
Oh, God. Not that again.
My thoughts exactly, Bill. My thoughts exactly.
God damn it. I can't take any more.
Thank you! -3 cents for that. Oh, good. They fortified the front door. And they didn't fortify the back door? You had the nerd bragging about how to kill them, what exactly a zombie is, but he doesn't think to block off the back door? What? What a stupid fucking way to kill off two characters. What the actual hell? The kids escape here and eventually say they know a safe place they can hide, but nothing else happens with their characters. Their scenes really not having any purpose. Steve Buscemi, for some reason, goes outside to fight off what he calls refugees. He was doing fine shooting the zombies from inside his house. Why did he come out in the middle of a horde in the first place? Again, why did you drive to and through the cemetery in the first place?
This is definitely going to end badly.
Kylo Ren has said this 5 times now. That's 5 times. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and catch up with this shitty joke. We are going to add 5 sins for each time he said it. What? Your grandmother coincidentally finds you and you just throw yourself into the horde to be eaten alive? If you can't stand the zombie apocalypse and whatnot, I mean, you have a gun. Hate to be so grim, but you're putting your fellow officers and friends' lives at risk because you're being irrational. Never mind, the zombies conveniently shut the door behind her as she gets eaten alive.
Ashton.
This final sin count is gonna end badly.
You have been saying that this is all gonna end badly. What made you so fucking sure of that?
I know because I've read the script. Read the script.
After hearing this and watching this movie, I have to agree with Bill Murray about Jim.
What a dick.
Oh my god! Freaking aliens? Aliens? Where the hell did that come from? So were aliens behind this zombie outbreak all along? Is that why the zombies here are so submissive and non-violent when the ship arrived? And the albino woman was an alien all along? But why?
Zombies, remnants of the materialist people.
And the closing dialogue is just reiterating what we already knew. Sounds cool, but as this movie's all, and the closing dialogue is just reiterating what we already knew throughout the whole damn movie. And while he does sound cool saying it, it just feels all redundant as hell. Frank the farmer somehow was not completely torn apart by the horde from earlier. Hank came back as a zombie, but Bill Murray says, bruh, I ain't gonna kill you. And Hank decides, nah, you right fam, I'll be on my way. Mindy somehow wasn't torn apart in the zombie horde either. This monologue drags on for way too long. What kind of world would find this movie entertaining?
Wow.
Oh, the dead don't die any more than you.
anymore.